an intro?
Yeah. Okay, greetings and salutations. Hi. We just saw Spider-Man Far From Home, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna spoil the shit out of the entire thing. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's good. It's a very good time. And then watch this. So please don't scream at me you have a spoiler warning, don't yell at me. Okay, are we gonna go chronologically or just...
What do you mean chronologically?
Do you know what the word chronologically means?
No.
So chronologically means in order. Like, are we gonna go through the order of the film and talk about it, or are we just... Okay, so the opening scene I'd seen before, so didn't faze me. It was just Maria and Nick with Quentin Beck, where he was like, you don't want any part of this. But the second opening after the title card was great.
I'm trying to think. I know it was
You're so dumb.
I know it was the Mariah Carey song, but
No, it wasn't a Mariah Carey song. It was a Whitney Houston song.
Oh, wait. Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the video. Yes, that was great.
They had an in memoriam from like the little Midtown news show, and they spelt memoriam wrong, and it was in Comic Sans.
And they had like a photo of candles, and it was from like Getty Images.
And the photo of Vision was really pixelated. I loved it.
Me too. Hello.
All I can remember after that is Peter being really cute.
No, it was the
Anyway, cuts to Peter being real cute, and he's like, I've got this plan on the trip with MJ, and it was he got a dual headphone thing. He got one of them for him and MJ so they could watch movies on the plane, and he was gonna, get her a black dahlia necklace because of the murder, and he was gonna give it to her when, was it the original plan, at the top of the Eiffel Tower?
Top of the Eiffel Tower, and say how he felt.
And say how he felt, and hope that she said she felt the same way. I'm a big MJ fan, and seeing her more in this film was very nice. I literally can't remember what the fuck happens after that. Oh my god, they have May, she has her her little charity with, I don't know if they had a name for it in the film, but that's
with the Salvation Army.
Was it the Salvation Army?
Yeah, they had a little sign for it.
Oh, she's working with the Salvation Army with homeless people, which, people who like know Spider-Man comic, like even if you know Spider-Man PS4, that's a thing May does. It's also, I think the selfie in the last scene was a reference to Spider-Man PS4. When he takes a selfie while he's swinging, I'm pretty sure that's a reference to Spider-Man PS4.
Did they do that?
Because that's something you can do in Spider-Man PS4. Oh, Happy in May. I don't hate it.
No, neither. I think that was real cute.
I think it was, I'd be kind of pissed off about it if I was Peter, because Harry was kind of addicted to Peter for a while. Like, did not give him the time of day at all, just kind of like treated him like a nuisance when Peter came to him with real... Okay, no, Peter was a nuisance for a bit, but then when Peter came to him with real issues, Happy kind of still brushed him off. So I'd be kind of annoyed about it if I was Peter, but I think they're cute. Even if they're not on the same page, and they need to have a discussion about that. Okay, so on the plane, Peter's like, Ned, go switch seats so I can sit next to MJ. So Ned goes over to like Betty and is like, yo, Peter's allergic to perfume, and the girl in front of us is like wearing perfume, like, can we switch? And then Mr. Harrington's like, I also have a perfume allergy. It's like, Peter, I'll get you out of there.
Yeah, he's like, we can't take this lightly. I was like, oh no.
He's like, I take my duty of care very seriously. And so he gets so Ned ends up next to Betty, MJ ends up next to Brad, which, oh my god, wait, the video of all the people in band, like, being snapped.
No, that was actually terrifying.
That was the best thing I've ever seen. And then when they come back...
during a basketball game.
But so Brad Davis is here. He's someone who like was younger, but then like didn't get blipped, so he's now in their year level. So he's there. I'm not a fan, but...
No, neither.
I knew going in that I wouldn't be, because I'm protective of my ships. So MJ ends up next to Brad, and then Peter's next to Mr. Harrington, who like is like, we can watch movies together. And Peter's like, no.
He's like, oh, you have dual headphones?
And then he's like, my wife faked her death with this blip. We had a funeral. In the like Peter and Ned's Ultimate Guide to the Universe like book thing, there's like a bit where it's like she faked her own death in the Battle of New York as well. She's just...
Poor guy.
They land in Venice and their hotel was like in the water.
It's real shit.
They go to Venice and they're like going to go sightseeing. Peter buys the necklace for MJ. It's very pretty and it's very sweet.
Real cute.
The first elemental shows up and it's a water one, and there's this one shot that I love of Peter going to like web it, and the webs just go straight through because he's fucking made of water, and he looks so disappointed. And it's my favorite thing. And then there's, you know, they have like a pole vault in there. It's a very good... The sequences in this movie are like the best Spider-Man sequences, I reckon. Like just the shit he's doing with his webs in the scene, even when he's not really fighting, it's fucking insane. Oh, Peter, fucking Ned and Betty.
They were so cute.
They're so... I love them. So they're together and they're on like the little boat when the water starts fucking up. And like... Oh my god, there was an interview with Tom where he said that he was really stressed out watching Jacob do that stunt because he's like really protective over Jacob. And then they go back to the hotel and they have like just one of the best conversations where Flash is like, man, I really love and really respect Spider-Man. You know, he looks out for the little guy and he makes me be a better man. And then Peter walks in and he's like, hey, dickwad.
I love that. I am him.
And there's a little moment where Peter's talking to MJ and they're talking about like, oh, Paris tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, the Eiffel Tower, like, I read that was originally built for mind control. And Peter's like, oh. And then she's like, that's why it's my favorite place. And then he's like, oh, cool. Can I just say, MJ being like really dark and twisted is my favorite thing in the world. Like being obsessed with murder. It's mwah, poetic cinema. God, what the fuck happens in this movie? I can't even process it. Oh, Nick Fury darts Ned and everyone's knocking on the door.
Oh yeah.
I can't even remember who it is. It's like Miss Betty and then it's Mr. Harrington and then it's like the other teacher.
Yeah.
And then Nick sneaks out Peter and he goes to meet Quentin Beck, who, by the fucking way, everyone knew the plot twist where it's like, oh, he's the villain. He's Mysterio. We all fucking knew that he was going to be the villain except for her.
I didn't know that. That shook me. Well, at like 3 seconds before it happened, I was like, maybe he's evil.
Good time to remind you she's a local. So maybe the local... Are you a Marvel stan, Taylor?
No, but I don't like being called a local. That upsets me.
Fuck you. This is the definition of white privilege. Like, I don't want to be called a local. So they meet Quentin Beck, that happens, and Peter's like, please leave me alone. And Nick Fury's like, nah. And then Peter's like, these guys can't figure out that I'm Spider-Man. Nick Fury's like, okay, let's send you to Prague. So then they go to Prague. They're on the bus to Prague?
Yeah.
They're on the bus to Prague, and Peter opens up the glasses that the sunglasses that Tony gave him for the first time, and there's the whole like AI system. What's the name? I forgot the name. Edith. So they have like Edith is the
I don't know
AI
what
system.
it stands for.
Even dead, I am the hero or something. Even dead, I'm the hero. God bless Tony Stark. So Peter's putting them on for the first time. And he just is like looking around at everything and he's figuring out that he can like see into people's phones. And then they get to like a bathroom stop and the worst part of the movie happens. So there's one of like Nick Fury's current agents is in there and she's a grown woman and she's built him this stealth suit. But he goes in and it's this very uncomfortable scene where she's like, take off your clothes. And he's like, no. And she's like, take off your clothes. And he's like, no. And then she keeps, until he does, because she's like, try on the suit. But it's a very uncomfortable scene. This is like the one thing in the film I didn't like, just because it made me very uncomfortable. Then Brad walks in when Peter, like in his boxes with like this woman in there in a compromising position, and he takes a photo of it. And so next time they're on the bus, Peter's like, okay, I gotta delete this photo of Brad's phone. So he's like, Edith, like, Brad, he has a photo of me, and Edith's like, is Brad a target? And Peter's like, yeah, Brad's a target. And then a fucking missile gets shot from space at the bus. Peter's like, he has to cancel it through Edith in the glasses, but Flash rips the glasses off of him. So Peter's like, Flash, give him back, give him back, give him back, and Flash is not giving them back, so he punches Flash accidentally in the face, knocks him out, knocks Flash the fuck out. And then he puts the glasses back on and it's like, do you want to cancel the missile? And someone's like, did you just punch Flash in the face? And he's like, no. And then the thing's like, okay, continuing missile. And then there's, wait, no, I lied, I don't like this either. There's a slow motion shot of Peter jumping.
I like it.
I thought it was a
he's
bit
like,
over
hey,
the top.
look, baby goats. They all look.
And then he jumps slow motion out of the bus, webs the missile off so it explodes somewhere else, and then jumps back down in, and his hair's like a mess. And then Betty goes like, Peter, I know you think we haven't noticed, but, and it's like a fake out Spider-Man, but we love your new look. And he's like, thanks. That was great though.
Yeah.
I had like, my anxiety was like going the fuck up. Oh my god, wait, I missed a scene at the start. Just May throws a banana just at Peter and it hits him in the face. It's just like, I thought you could sense it with your Peter tingle. Sorry, they go to the opera and there's this scene with Peter and MJ that's in all the trailers. It's the like, you look really pretty, therefore I have value. No. And then it's that, and then she really like awkwardly, and like you can see how nervous she is as well, goes like, do you want to go in on a pair of like opera glasses? And this is like, it's so clear that like she likes him too and she's nervous about this as well, and she fully blows off Brad, who's just like, I'll save your seat. And it's just like, do you want to sit together? And then Peter has to leave and it's painful. He's going because he's got to go
And
help
she
Quentin,
chases him.
and then she goes after him, and then Ned and Betty are both like, let's go to the carnival. So they go to the carnival there, and then the fucking fire elemental happens. And there's a great fantastic fight sequence there as well.
Yeah.
And like Ned and Betty are in the Ferris wheel, and Betty's like, oh my god, do you think that's Spider-Man? Because he's wearing the stealth suit so people don't realize he's Spider-Man. And then Ned's like, no, this is a European ripoff, I was reading about it the other day. And then
the Night Monkey.
And then she's like, what's his name? And he's like, Night Monkey. And so they're calling for Night Monkey, and then Peter has to save them with his Ferris wheel, and it's this whole thing. Peter goes back to the hotel, and they've called off Paris. They've called off the rest of the trip because their parents are like, get our kids the fuck home. But Peter's like really upset about it because he had this whole plan with MJ that's now not going. Wait, I've skipped something. So Peter goes to a bar with Mysterio and drinks orange juice, which I love.
No, it was lemonade.
Was it lemonade?
Yeah.
Oh, they changed that in the trailer. It was orange juice. Oh fuck! Wasn't paying enough attention.
Because he said like, how many lemonades have we had?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, so he's drinking lemonade at this bar, and Quentin's like actually drinking something.
Yeah.
And Peter has this conversation with him where, because in the note in the glasses, it was like, to the next Tony Stark. Wait, what was the wording? This is important.
To the next Tony Stark, I trust you.
Was that it? It's
so.
something next Tony Stark, I trust you.
Yeah.
For the next Tony Stark, I trust you. And so Peter's like, oh, he trusted me to pick the next Tony Stark because he knew I wasn't ready for this because I keep messing up everything. And so he gives the glasses, he gives Edith to Quentin. And then he leaves, and then all these people disappear.
And Quentin does this really fucked up, creepy smile.
Yeah, it's this Jake Gyllenhaal like smile. I hated it. And then it reveals that like everyone in the bar are all like ex-employees of Tony Stark who like fucking hate him, and they're like, we're gonna be the next Tony Stark, we're gonna be the next superhero because Tony Stark was a man-child, he didn't deserve this. And they like Photoshop Jake Gyllenhaal into a shot from Civil War where he clearly wasn't there, which was great. And they've created this illusion to try and become like the next superhero, the next Tony Stark.
But it's all like fake.
But it's all fake. It's like projectors. And so, flash forward, Peter's asked MJ to go on a walk with him because his plan's fucked. And so he's like, let's go on a walk. And she immediately agrees, and it's very cute. And they're on this walk, and she's like, you know, they used to like kill people off this bridge. They used to drown them, which is
in a basket.
And he's like, oh. And she's like, sorry. Which I love because that's something I'd say. And then he's like, MJ, I have to tell you something. I've been like meaning to tell you for a while now. And she's like, okay, tell me. And he's like, I am Spider-Man. But like MJ says this. You've seen the trailers, you know. And he's like, no, that's not what I was gonna say. And she's like, you're Spider-Man though. And he's like, no, I'm not Spider-Man. Why do you think I'm Spider-Man? And she's like, lists off all this evidence, like the Washington Monument, like what else? Just like him disappearing all the time in the opera, like just lists off all the times he's been sketchy. And then she's like, you know, I've been watching you. And he's like, wait, have you only been watching me because you think I'm Spider-Man?
And he gets real sad.
And he gets so sad. And then she's like, yeah, why else would I be? And he's like, it doesn't matter. Wait, no, she's like, you were fighting the fire thing back there. And he's like, no, I wasn't. That wasn't me. That was the Night Monkey. You saw it on the news. And then she's like, okay, well, just the Night Monkey and Spider-Man use the same webbing. And pulls out this thing. And then Peter's like, oh, like, what the fuck is this? And they look at it, and then they're like playing around with it, and then like a projection goes off of the like Hydro Man. I think was it the Hydro Man, or was it the Wind guy?
The Wind.
Also, wait, when they were explaining this, I also noticed quite clearly that they didn't use it in the same, like, they didn't say them in the order that Avatar says them in.
Yeah.
Because everyone would
Earth. Fire.
I wish they did though. They realize that it's a projector, so Peter just goes, I am Spider-Man, and I've messed up. And then just like, okay. So they go back to his hotel room, and he just immediately starts changing in front of her, and then like right before he gets into his boxes, he's like, oh, and she turns around, but she like kind of like turns back until Ned's in the hallway. And then Peter's like, oh good, you're here. And he's like, great costume, that's a great costume for the costume party. And then he's like, oh no, she knows I told her. And she's like, he didn't tell me, I figured it out. And then Peter's like, I gotta go to Berlin to talk to Nick Fury and tell him.
Yeah.
Is that where that happens? Yeah. So Peter swings out, hops on a train to Berlin. Which, by the way, made me emotional because I was like, the last time he was in Berlin was with Tony, but that's fine, in Civil War. And then he gets there, and he immediately like pulls up with Nick Fury in a car. And so Nick Fury's like, wait to tell me whatever you're telling me until we're in a secure location. And so he waits, and they walk like up into some building, and he's there with Maria, and he starts explaining that it's a projection, and then the best fucking part of the movie happens. Where Maria just fucking fades away and Peter's like, it's an illusion. And then Maria fades away, and then fucking just, I don't even remember what was happening. So much shit happens. It's all just like,
it's all fake.
It's all Mysterio fucking with him, and it's great, and it's everything I wanted out of a Mysterio being like a live action villain. It's done so well.
Yeah,
it's so good. And like, I didn't even notice. I noticed the bit at the end where it like, so at the very end of it, like Mysterio gets like tranked, and Nick Fury's like, okay, like, who knows that you're Spider-Man, we need to go protect them. And Peter's like,
no, and he was like, who knows that about the projections?
Oh, about the projections?
Yeah, because that's why he wanted to kill.
And Peter's like, MJ, Ned, and maybe Ned told his girlfriend Betty. So then Quentin is pretending to be Nick Fury, it's still an illusion, and he's like, haha, you fucked up. And then Peter gets hit by a train.
It's actually really sad though.
Yeah, no, at first I was kind of like, ha, and then it cut to him being like all beat up and bloody and like clawing his way back in, and I started crying. And he's roughed up. He's really like fucked. In that scene, I didn't realize once he got shot, I didn't immediately be like, this is still an illusion. I didn't realize until like 2 seconds before Peter did that it was still an illusion. It was right as he was saying the names, and I was like, fuck, this is still an illusion. But like when he first got tracked, I was like, oh, thank fuck. Like,
yeah.
Nick's there. But as he was saying the names, I was like, no.
Yeah.
But I only realized that like 2 seconds before it was revealed. So like, props to, it's done so well.
And then he ends up in the Netherlands.
He ends up in the Netherlands in prison. In an open like holding cell with some really nice Netherlands guys who like look like they're from a sporting event.
Yeah.
And they're like talking, they're like chummy with the guards. They're like, oh yeah, he's talking to his wife, she just had a baby, or she's pregnant or whatever. And then Peter just like smashes the lock and like leaves. And the other guys just slowly close the door again because they don't want to get in trouble. And then he walks out and he like asks to borrow a stranger's phone, and she's like, yeah, sure. And he's like, oh my god, everyone here's so nice. And then he calls Happy and he's like, I need you to come pick me up. So then Happy flies in a lovely flower field, and it made me angry that I was like, don't land a plane here.
Yeah.
He gets on the plane and Happy's stitching him up. Wait, no, first they have the thing, tell me something only Happy would know. And then Happy's like, well, in Berlin you bought porn, basically. Which props to this movie for just confirming that 1, Peter watched porn in Berlin, 2, calls his dick a web shooter, so.
No, I hated that.
I love that. So that's what I got from this movie. They're my main takeaways.
Yeah.
So they get on this plane and Happy's stitching him up, and then he's like, telling him to relax, and Peter's like, don't tell me to relax because I got given these glasses and the first thing I did was nearly kill my friends. And then, you know, like, I've let Tony down, like, I've given him to Quentin, who I trusted, and he's lied to me, and like, he's having this whole thing. And Happy's like, look, Tony Stark was my best friend and he was a mess, and he second guessed everything he did. And he wouldn't have left this to you if he didn't believe in you. The one thing he didn't second guess himself with was picking you. And I'm crying at this point. And it's this whole moment of like, you need to you know, you're all alone now. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have your suit. What are you gonna do? And Peter's like, gonna kick his ass. He's like, no, I mean right now. Where are we going? And so he goes in the back, and like Tony's tech is there, and he like pulls up all Tony's designs for Spider-Man suits, and there's a bunch of them.
And they saw on Flash's live stream that they're in London.
Yeah, they go on. Flash has a fan base called the Flash Mob, and on the live stream he's like, yeah, we're in London. And at this point you were like, why did they leave without Peter?
I was like, surely they can't do that. They can't just assume, oh, he must have died.
I mean, you gotta get the other kids home.
No, but like they saw him alive.
Only
Mr. Harrington was like,
only
oh,
Mr. Harrington did, and like maybe everyone assumed that Mr. Harrington was like not okay. But that gets resolved in a bit. Peter goes through all the suit selections and he picks out, I think, and he does a few modifications too, and he's doing all the little Tony Stark tech things, and Happy's just watching him and smiling. Peter's like, why are you staring at me? And Happy's like, nothing, and you know it's because he's being the next Tony.
Yeah.
And then Happy's like, you handle the suit, I'll handle the music, and he goes and plays Back in Black from AC/DC, which made me cry so hard because that's the song that like starts off Iron Man 1. That's like right before the explosion in Iron Man 1, and I got very like emotional. But then Peter just goes, oh man, I love Led Zeppelin. And he's just being Tony Stark for a bit, and I was just crying through that whole thing because he was just being Tony Stark.
Yeah.
It cuts to the other group in London, and then Brad is like, hold the fuck up. Does no one else care that Peter is being really weird, and I caught him in the bathroom with some other woman, and now he's just in Berlin with his family. And then MJ's like, something, the truth is like, what does she say? She just talks about how like there's no real truth, everyone has their own truth. And she's like, and since Peter isn't here to share his, why are you taking photos of him in the bathroom? And then everyone's like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
And even the teacher goes up to him and is like, I'm gonna be the cool teacher, stop doing that. And then they get on this double-decker bus that's being led by one of Quentin's people. And my leg is so numb. It's just gone. And then they get on the bus, and at the top, Ned's like to MJ, I literally can't feel a thing. Ned's like to MJ, you're an FOS now, so we gotta like communicate, which is a friend of Spider-Man. So that's the new guy in the chair, because now there's more than one of them, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my god, wait, earlier in the movie there's this moment I love when Ned's like, I know that I'm in a relationship right now, but just know that I'm still the guy in the chair.
Yeah.
And it's just Ned being like so cocky about his relationship the whole time is great. My leg's crying out in pain now. I love pins and needles. I'm gonna stand up for a hot minute. Is that when Happy calls Nick? And it's like, we found a surfboard.
Is this your surfboard?
Appearances aren't as they seem, so this could be your surfboard. And Nick's like, it's not mine, never call me again.
But he knows it's for like...
Yeah, it's a, you know...
Code.
That was great.
I'm
not okay. What the fuck else happens? The last fight is just a blur in my mind. Like,
yeah, it's just a lot going on.
Mysterio has like this whole plan for like this huge Avengers level threat, so he can be the new Iron Man. And so they start this huge hologram thing, and at the same time they're trying to kill Betty, Ned, and MJ. And it's just this huge thing. And then Peter, you know, flies in, and he is like, it's an illusion, and so he goes into the middle of all the projectors, and he like fucks them up a bit.
Yeah, and then they start working. So like the image is like disordered. Or...
Yeah, because he's like webbed them together or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how this happens. At some point they start shooting at him.
The things?
Yeah.
No, because he was like, oh, Quentin's like, oh, you know, something's happening with my, what are they? Projector things.
Projectors.
I'm gonna check it out, and looks and sees Spider-Man in there, like...
Oh, okay, so then they start shooting at him.
Yeah.
They just shoot at him for a while.
Yeah, for quite a long time.
And then they start shooting at Betty, Ned, and MJ, and so Happy, like, gets them and Flash, and is like, get on this jet, and the jet explodes, and it's like, okay, let's go to this building.
Yeah.
And so they go into this, like, old museum sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they're hiding out in there, and then the drone's, like, slowly coming through, and MJ, like, grabs a fucking, what do you call those things?
I don't know, it's like a ball with, like, spikes.
Yeah, it's...
Ball of spikes.
Is it like a... It's not... You don't call them a mallet, do you?
No. No? I don't know what you
You know, those medieval things, it's like spiky and then it's a stick and you
like a ball.
smash people with them.
Mm-hmm.
So MJ like grabs one of them and then Betty and Ned push over a suit to distract, like a suit of armor to distract the drone so it shoots at that and then MJ smashes it. And so they run into another room, lock the doors that are like steel, and they're like, okay, we've bought some time, but not much. This isn't directly after, there's this scene of them all like confessing their sins, basically, because they think they're gonna die. And
yeah.
So, I remember Betty saying she has a fake ID.
Yeah. Betty said, I have a fake ID, but I've never used it.
Never used it. And then MJ's like, I tell the truth all the time, even though it hurts people.
Yeah.
And does Ned say something? Does Flash say something?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, he said something about, like, I shouldn't have been on my phone live streaming this whole time or whatever.
No, that's Ned. He's like, we're gonna die and I wasted my life playing video games.
Yeah. And then Flash is like,
I can sit down.
I wasted my life, like, something live streaming. And then Happy's like, no, you saved yourself.
Yeah. And then he's like, Spider-Man follows me.
Yeah. And then he was like, I've saved us, guys.
I saved us.
MJ's like, well, why are we dying?
And Happy tops it all off with, I'm in love with Spider-Man's aunt. And they're all like, and he's like, oh, I thought we were sharing. And then it cuts to Peter and I'm just gonna cut to where he gets into the thing with Mysterio. Yeah. He gets into the little, like, I guess, like, bridge thing.
Yeah, that Mysterio's like hiding out in.
And Mysterio immediately is like, he's like, give me the glasses. And Mysterio's like, come and get them. And then he starts playing illusions on him again. He starts doing all the projections. And then Peter's like, come on, Peter Tingle, pull through. And so he can sense it all. And so he's winning. He's beating up all the things. And he goes, and like, Mysterio gets shot by one of them?
Yeah, because it said like, because half of them weren't shooting. And he was like, why aren't you shooting? And then they were like, because
you're in the line of target.
You're in the line of target. And then he was like, do it anyway. And then he gets shot, but it's an illusion.
No, he really gets shot, doesn't he?
No, because it's an illusion. And then
I'm pretty sure he really gets shot though. But like, yeah, okay. So he gets shot and there's an illusion of him on the ground. Where Peter goes up to him and he's like, I trusted you and you betrayed me. And he's like, that's the saddest thing. Like, you're a nice kid. And you have this
and like
fatal flaw.
Trust makes you weak or something.
Yeah, you have this weakness. So basically, he's Percy Jackson and his fatal flaw is loyalty. Then you hear a gunshot and you see Peter just like grab something, and then it zooms out and Mysterio is doing an illusion again, and Mysterio's gone to shoot him, but Peter's grabbed the gun.
But I don't know whether he's grabbed the gun and like twisted it onto him or like.
Peter doesn't kill people, so he was dying, so he already had been shot at that point. So he
I
was
don't know
just
how
dying,
he
but he
just
wanted
died.
to kill Peter with him.
Okay.
I think, because Peter wouldn't shoot someone.
I don't know how he. So he did get shot.
He did get shot, but he created the illusion of himself on the ground as a fake out, so he could then go and kill Peter as well. So that I guess his memory would work out, because in the knowledge of the end credit scene, that portrays him as a hero again.
Yeah.
And he dies again, and it's very sad because this was another brief mentor figure for Peter, who he's now lost.
Yeah.
And then he's so beat up, and he's like hobbling through the streets, and MJ runs after him, and she hugs him, and she's like, just asking him if he's okay, and then he asks if she's okay, and they're both okay, and it's great. And then she kisses him, and it's so awkward, and it's perfect. She just like pecks him on the lips, and he's like, oh,
and then they do it again. It's really cute.
No, they
peck again.
She pecks them, and then they say that they like each other. Or wait, she's like, no, she's like, I wasn't just watching you because you were Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was watching.
And then he's like, oh, cool. And then she says something, and she says, I really like something, and then he's like, I really like you, and she's like, I really like you too. And they peck again, and then they have like a bit more than a peck sort of kiss. It's still it's 16-year-olds kissing for the first time. It's a first kiss, and it's cute. And it's
I like the part where they're like parting ways, and he's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's so cute. And they're like being really awkward.
Soft. They're still awkward, and they're nervous around each other, and it's John Watts has said this, and Tom and Zendaya have said this a lot, but like it's just 16-year-old nerds figuring out a relationship and just liking people and just puppy love, and it's very cute and it's very well done.
Yeah.
It's not like Peter and Gwen's kiss in The Amazing Spider-Man where he like webs her into him and it's this huge moment and they have this gorgeous kiss. It's awkward and it's great and I love it, and I'm very glad that they went for that sort of tone with it. And then as they're flying home, they're in the airport and they like hold, their like hands are brushing next to each other and they like kind of look at each other and they hold hands for like 3 seconds, but then like everyone's families are there, so they hold away. And Flash's mum didn't show up. And that's the theme throughout this film, is we get a bit of sympathy for Flash. His family just like aren't there for them, aren't there for him, and so he, you know, that's kind of doesn't excuse him being a bully, but it's giving some background to why he's an asshole and why he's so superficial as well. Yeah. Ned and Betty broke up. Yeah. Because Peter's like, we could all go on a double date, and they're like, nah.
No, we broke up.
And Peter walks outside and May's there and they hug and May's like, where are your bags? Oh, they blew up.
And there's a scene between Happy, May and Peter
where Peter's like, you need to be honest with me, are you dating? And Happy is like, yeah, and May's like, no. And then she's like, it's a summer fling, and then he's like, yeah, a summer fling that's turned into something. And she's like, we don't know where it's going and we'll always be friends. And then Peter's like, I am gonna leave you because I've got a date. Okay, so he's swinging through New York and he takes a selfie, and I'm pretty sure it's a reference to PS4 because that's just a thing you can do in PS4 and it felt like a reference. Yeah. And he's texting MJ like, be there in 2 minutes, and she's like, don't text and swing. And then he drops down and he lands. And he's like, you ready? And she's like, yeah. And so he's gonna swing her around. And he's like, you'll love this. And then it cuts to her screaming in terror. And I just love that. Because with like every other Peter love interest, like when he swings around, it's this great romantic moment. And they're like, oh my God. And they're like in awe. And she was just like, no.
And then he like drops her.
And then he drops her. And that's how the film ends. And then the end credits scene happens. And this is what fucks me up the most. So it starts just straight after. So he's like, you okay? He's putting MJ on the ground. She's like, I'm never doing that again. Never doing that again. And he's like, okay. And then he's like, I should probably go. And then there's a news report on the screen. And immediately I just thought this cameo was, oh, it's the Daily Bugle. We're getting like J. Jonah Jameson. Yeah. That's what I thought this was doing. But no, it's like we have footage from Mysterio's, I don't know. We have footage from Mysterio from right before he died. And he's like, Spider-Man's attacking me, I don't know why, everything's going wrong. And you can hear Edith's like, do you want to like something all the drones, because this was her asking if he wanted to cancel them. And he says yes, just execute them all. But that's manipulated into him saying like, yes, should like have them shoot everyone. Is the iteration that is happening. And so he's making everyone believe that Spider-Man is his villain. Okay, so J. Jonah Jameson pops up, and I was very excited just because it's J. Jonah Jameson. Also, was it the same actor from the original trilogy?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it was too.
I think so.
Okay, so same actor from the original trilogy. I forget his name, but you know, Whiplash was in La La Land. Great. He pops up, and he is J. Jonah Jameson, so I was very excited to see him. And I think that's when I grabbed your arm, and you got angry.
Was it?
I think so.
No, it wasn't. It was the ending.
Oh, okay. Not yet.
We'll get to that.
And then it cuts back to Quentin talking again, and he's like, and one more thing. Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker, and they put up a photo of Peter. Yeah. And
and you can see his little spidey eyes go.
Okay. But like, it's just his everyone knows now. Yeah. I wonder how they're gonna play that out now. They've got to find a way to cover that. They can't actually have his identity be out there. Not this soon into his character, at least. Spider-Man's a character where, like, you know, he's not, even in the comics, like, he barely has his identity revealed. Also, they call this Earth 616 in this film, just by the way, which made me, a comic nerd, very happy. Didn't know why I wouldn't expect them to do it, because obviously they're going to call it Earth 616, but just having them say it was cool. So his identity's out there now, and it ends with Peter being like, what the fuck? Which is exactly how Homecoming ended, but May was saying it. And we have the last end credit scene where I injured your arm.
Yeah. You like pulled and pushed, like it nearly broke in half.
I get excited. So the end credits is like Nick and Maria in a car, and then Maria fades away, and she's a Skrull.
Yeah.
And she's fucking Taylor's wife.
Yeah.
And she's like, we've got to tell them, and he's like, okay, fine. So he fades into Taylor's, and then they're like, well, we did all right. We trusted him, but you know, kid all turned out all right with the kid. So he calls actual Nick Fury and tells him what happened, and was like, you need to come back. I don't know what to tell people when they keep asking me where the Avengers are. And Nick Fury's on like a fake beach. Fake sunshine, and then he walks out onto like a ship with all the Skrulls.
Yeah.
So he's still looking out for them after Captain Marvel, which is cool. Overall thoughts, what were they?
I thought it was really good. It was not what I expected, but I don't even know what I was expecting.
I don't know what I was expecting either. I don't know, I very much so loved it. I loved that this one felt so on such a big scale, because Homecoming felt so small.
Yeah.
To me, and I felt that this is a really natural progression. Something I loved about Homecoming is we didn't just immediately have Peter swinging through these giant buildings, and I see the first time he's up really high, he gets freaked out. We see him dealing with a villain that's just too small for the Avengers to deal with, and so having the natural progression of him then having Infinity War and Endgame happen, and him have Tony leave him his legacy, and then have to step up to this new plate and have everything be bigger, and to then have a scene right at the end of the film where we're seeing him swinging through like like Brooklyn for the first time. It was really cool. It felt like a very natural progression, and I was very grateful that it didn't feel like we were just thrown into this, and that we had the build up from Homecoming that felt natural to have this kid be taking on these stakes. Still want to protect Peter Parker. Also, I want him to be my best friend. I want to give him a hug. Thanks for watching. Yep. If you watched this, thanks. I hope you liked it. I will make videos when things happen. If you ever want me to make a video about something, tell me, because I generally like doing this. I just don't know what to do. I love you very much, and I'll see you very soon. Mwah!